There's a specific person that this video is for. They've been in this work for years, maybe decades, and they teach love. They teach compassion. They teach people how to stop seeking external validation and to start leading from the inside out. And they mean every word of it. And they've gotten quieter, not more peaceful, but quieter, because there is a difference, and your nervous system knows which one it is. When they started this work, they were louder, bolder, and more willing to claim the full size of what they were building, more willing to say the thing without softening it at first. And then, somewhere in all of the growth, all of the training, all of the layers, something pulled back. They added more tools, more breath work, more regulation work, more masterminds, more retreats, more processing, always something new to integrate, always another layer to explore, and always another reason why the next level is just around the corner. Those people are not at peace. They are not at peace. They are very, very busy. I want to talk to the person who teaches transformation and knows that somewhere underneath all of the sophistication, they haven't yet become what they're teaching. You're not behind and you're not a fraud, but there is a level to this work your current tools haven't been able to reach. And today, I want to share with you what that level is. Here's what I've seen across thousands of sessions with people at this level. You can understand love and compassion so deeply that you can teach it, you can write about it, you can hold space for it for others, and still have your internal world organized around external validation yourself, still making your most significant decisions through the filter of how they'll be received, still softening the message, still muting the parts of yourself that feel like too much. Knowing it and being it are not the same thing. And the people that you are here to serve, they can feel the difference. This isn't about being a fraud. It's not about being an imposter. It's about identity. The vessel that you're giving from hasn't been made large enough yet to hold what your mission actually requires. And that's not a character flaw, and it's not something you missed. It's just the next stage in expansion. It's the level of work that all the other work has been pointing you towards. And the most sophisticated tools in the personal development world will take you right to the edge of it and stop. Because the problem isn't at the nervous system level, it's not at the mindset level, and it's not a pattern that you can journal your way out of. The problem is an identity that is still organized around external validation. It's still quietly seeking proof that you are enough. This is why consciously and logically we can believe we're enough. But if you've watched my video on the invisible audience, there's something underneath the surface that is still driving this. So you're still making yourself slightly smaller in specific, intelligent ways that you've learned to call something else. You call it going quiet when it's hiding. You call it maintaining your peace when you don't yet have the strength or the boldness to engage. And that's running underneath the work that you're doing in the world. The transmission is off, and it's not dramatic, it's very subtle. And it's not in a way that anyone can point out to. As a matter of fact, I would be willing to bet most people can't really discern what they're experiencing. But it's in a way that the people you're here to teach can feel before their conscious recognizes it. There's a difference between being in the room with someone who teaches love and compassion from an identity that actually became free from the need of external validation and being in the room with someone who understands it completely and is still quietly seeking it. One lands at the level of the soul, and the other lands at the level of the mind. And you already know your clients deserve the first one, because you can't pour from a vessel that hasn't been made large enough to hold it. And this isn't about giving more, it's about becoming the version of yourself whose identity actually matches the depth of what you're here to teach. Now, I had a client, she had been in the work for years, well respected. She had clients who got result, and she had built something that mattered, but she still contracted. She would say pretty much anything that was on her mind. And she charged what she knew what the work was worth. But the full version of her message, she was holding that back, because to put the full version of her message into the world meant running it through a filter to avoid a fear of abandonment. Something in years of going deeper, more training, adding more layers, becoming more refined, she became more aware of this. And the more aware of it she became, the more she actually pulled back. And then we connected, and she decided that it was time for her to be able to say exactly what she wanted to say with zero fear of what other people thought, not out of resentment, not out of spite, but because she believed it and she knew it was true. We went in and we shifted this identity for her, and she has gone on to do some amazing things, and then boldly, outrageously shut down a successful business to start an entirely new venture, because something that was more aligned was coming into her life. So the tools she had used had gotten her so far, tens of thousands of dollars on business coaches and transformational coaching. But it was going to that level of subconscious identity and shifting that nervous system imprint that had created this fear of abandonment that was completely irrational and illogical. And without the fear, she had the ability to expand. She had the capacity to hold more. She had the capacity to embody that energy that she was leading other women with. And it actually shifted a lot of other things in her life that weren't directly related to her business and her family relationships and with her relationships with her children. One thing to consider is that when you're filtering in one area of your life, there are other areas of your life that you've just accepted that this is the way it is, where you're also filtering. You open yourself up for so much more. So I want you to think about yourself in a room with a client on a stage, and you're able to feel into your heart. You're able to express yourself without hesitation, without reservation, and there's nothing running underneath it. No filter, no question of how is this going to be received? What are they going to think? She's just there. She's teaching, she's leading, she's sharing what matters to her, and she's doing it in a compassionate and loving way, but free of any care of whether or not others agree with her, because she already understands that not everyone is on the same path. Not everyone is meant to see the world through the same lens. And now the love and compassion she's always understood, she's herself now. Her nervous system isn't tightening up. She's enough. She's enough. And in fact, she's so much. She's radiating this confidence and this wholeness so much that her very presence transforms the room. Your energy is the transmission before your mouth ever opens. It's not about understanding, it's about being the person you already are. It's not about becoming her, because you already are. Are you teaching what you've become, or are you teaching what you're trying to reach? This isn't a mindset issue. It's not another layer of nervous system work. It's the gap between understanding this and being at the level where you're living it. And that's exactly what has to be resolved. It is simply a gap. If you've been in this work long enough to know that it's something that your current tools can't reach, you haven't failed. It's simply discernment, because you've now found that level. And this is where this work lives. And I help souls who are here to create a bigger impact in the world take their position in life from good to great, or great to exceptional, in the way that you reach others and impact, filled with confidence and wholeness, standing unapologetically in your truth. I'll leave the details below to connect. If you want to dive deeper into this work, be sure to hit like and subscribe to the channel. It helps this message reach more people.